Hello my friends, today we're gonna make an emotional and melodic deep house drop similar to the famous selected style in FL Studio 20. We're gonna begin by making a nice lead melody. Now we're gonna add some more layers to make the lead bigger and fuller. We also wanna get that nice plucky deep house sound. Now that we have a nice plucky sound, we're gonna add some mixing effects to make the lead really big and add some power. We're gonna start off with an EQ to shape the sound a bit. Then we're gonna add a lot of compression using OTT. After that I added a couple EQs to remove some ugly frequencies that were created by the OTT. That way we can add a lot of it without getting that ugly harsh sound. Then I added compression and distortion using Camel Crusher, EQ, a soundizer for some more power, and a couple more EQs to make the lead a bit cleaner. Lastly I added a fruity stereo shaper to make the lead wider in the mix. This my friends is what the lead sounds like without the mixing effects. And this is with. Nice. Now my wonderful people, we're gonna make a crisp and snappy bass line. But first, I would truly appreciate it if you subscribed and turned on post notifications. Alright my friends, we'll start with this serum layer playing the bass line. Now we'll add some more bass layers. When we're gonna mix the bass in a deep house track like this, we want it to add a lot of power to the drop without taking focus away from the lead. Let's begin by mixing the mid bass. We'll start by adding a fruity stereo shaper making the mid bass really wide, a lot wider than the lead. Then we'll add a couple EQs to shape the sound, compression with OTT, EQ, compression and distortion using Camel Crusher, and lastly a few more EQs to add some finishing touches. This my friends is what the mid bass sounds like without the mixing effects. And this is with. Now we're gonna quickly mix the sub bass. The fourth layer, which is the sub bass layer, isn't really a sub sound. But I thought it was very tight and punchy, so I decided to use it as the sub and remove the highs and mids. I added distortion as usual, OTT, soundizer, and lastly an EQ removing the highs and mids, while also boosting the lows a bit. This is the sub without the mixing effects. And this is with. This is what we have so far guys. I added this reverb synth shot that begins playing after the fourth bar. To make the second half of the drop more energetic and emotional, I added a chord layer. The chords consist of a serum layer with a cutoff filter, playing these chords. Guys, we're also gonna add vocals for the second half of the drop.
Don't say goodbye, don't say goodbye. Don't say goodbye.
And we're gonna put a little piece of the vocal in the first half to give a little taste of what's to come. Now guys and gals, we're gonna make a nice drum pattern. A lot of the energy in the second half of the drop comes from the drums and effects. We'll begin by adding some drum elements. Then a crowd effect to add some energy. And a crash. For the second half of the drop I added a lot of effects and stuff. Alright guys, that was all of the elements of the drop, but before I show you the result, I would sincerely appreciate it if you went and checked out the sample pack. The link is in the description. Alright boys, here we go.
Don't say goodbye. Don't say goodbye.
If you liked the video, please be sure to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Love you guys.